Hello guys, welcome back to another session of Study with Me. Okay, today we are going to see about the leftover part of CSS, then the next new module of Free Code Camp. Okay, let me share my screen. Free Code Camp. Cool. So we are currently in the 80th step here. Okay, we will set the color as gray. That's it. And yeah, then in the step 81 they have asked to you change the properties of a link when the okay. First, we have done color for a link when it is visited. Now, whenever you hover the mouse above the link, we will have a different color. So now it is not visible. Let me add the style. So we will make this as hover and this thing as brown as they have specified. So now you can see after we hover the mouse over it, the link changes to brown color. Cool. Step number 82. Now you change the properties of a link when the link is actually being clicked by the pseudo selector. It looks like okay. Okay, now when the link is being clicked, the color changes. So we have three things. Okay. Okay. Color as white. Cool. Let us check it. Mm, yeah. After clicking the visit our web page text, it changes to white color. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. We got our grizzly bear back. Ah, man, Russians call grizzly bear medveds. Just let me have medved. Okay, sorry, medveds, right? Yeah, medved. A Russian bear is known as medved. Okay, cool. Yeah. Then okay, now to keep the same color theme you have already been using black and brown, change the color for when the link is visited to black, use brown and the action. Okay, so when it is visited, now we are making it as black, and when it is clicked, we are using brown again. Okay, next the menu text camper cafe has a different space from the top than the address space at the bottom. Yeah, so now we will use our padding right now. This is due to browser having some default top margin for hash. Okay. Okay. H1 to 0. Top margin top. Okay. To 0. Yeah. This is cool. Fine. Mm, to remove some of the vertical space between H1 element and the text. Okay. Change the bottom margin of H1 to 15 pixels. Okay. Now we are doing margin bottom as 15 pixels. தண்ணி சொல்லிட்டியாடா? Okay. Now the top spacing looks good. The space below the address at the bottom of the menu is little bigger. இருக்கு. Ah. Now the top spacing looks good. The space below the address at the bottom of the menu is little bigger. Okay. To decrease the default margin space below the address B, create a class selector name address. Okay. Class selector. Cool. Now, okay. 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 Margin by atom. 5 pixel. So guys, I too don't know about the convention of this margin, about this pixel rate for giving margins and padding. So let us have some more examples so that uh, we can get a good grip on it. Now apply the address to okay p element, add classes address school. Okay, address, right? 1 2 3. Okay, sorry. We are the wrong paragraph. We are knocking the wrong door. Cool. This menu looks good, but other than the coffee beans background image, it is just mainly text. Under the coffee heading, add an image. Okay, give the image. Okay, cool. So where this image gonna pop up? Okay, we will set the image attribute, and the source attribute is given here. Just copy and paste that, and we will use the alternate attribute whenever the image fails to load. Cool. The image you added is not centered horizontally like coffee heading above it. Yeah, like inline almost to make the image. Okay. Okay, now we will use image news value block for display as block. Cool. Display margin left, margin right. Can we give auto here? Maybe. What does that do? Yeah, auto does that good. Fine. Now the last step. Add one last image under the desert heading using the image and okay, cool. Okay, here we will add the image using image attribute and the source is given here. Okay. And here we will set the alt attribute as pi icon. Let me just type it. Let me do the honors. Oh no, alt pi icon. Icon, right? No. What is wrong with this? Okay. Oh, alt. Cool. Pi icon to barrel roll. Okay, there's another step. Okay, it would be nice if the vertical space between the H2 element and their associated icons was smaller. So elements has default top and margin, so you can change the margin of H2. Okay, 0 or another number. Okay, now I think we need to create. There's an easy way. Simply add a negative top margin to the image. Okay. Okay, fine. Negative value. Okay. Okay. I have to come to the negative top margin. Okay. Margin top as negative 25 pixels. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. Fine. That's it. We have completed this module. Escape velocity reached. Mm-hmm. Element used. டிவிஷனுக்கும் செக்ஷனுக்கும் என்ன வித்தியாசம்? The difference between division and section. நான் செக்ஷன்னே யூஸ் பண்ணலாம்ல எல்லாத்துக்கும். அப்புறம் ஏன் அதை மட்டும் சொல்றீங்க? செக்ஷனையும் கிளாஸ் ஆட்ரிபியூட் ஆட் பண்ணலாம்ல, அப்புறம் என்ன? லெட்டர் எழுதுறப்ப ஃப்ரம் டு பாடின்னு பிரிக்கிறோம்ல, அந்த மாதிரி இது ஒரு டைப்ஸ் செக்ஷன். ஒரு நேமிங் கன்வென்ஷன் வேணும். ஒரு செக்ஷனுக்குள்ளார நீ நிறைய டிப் யூஸ் பண்ணுவ. ஓகே. செக்ஷன் டிவிஷன். இந்த செக்ஷனுக்குள்ளார 3 டிவிஷன் இருக்கு. ஃபைன். ஓகே. Doc type, HTML, okay, CSS. Background image, font family, sans, padding, font size, margin top, margin bottom, font size. Okay, cool. So we will move on to the next module. Learn CSS colors by building a set of colored markers. Okay. I think let us complete HTML form, then come back to CSS colors. Or is it required for this? Okay. Okay, let us go by the convention. Fine. So this is the output. Cool. Okay. So let us go by the doc type HTML. Oh, yeah. Doc type HTML, then HTML language is equal to English. That's it. No, HTML or closing tag. Fine. Next head element within the HTML element, just after head element add a body element. Okay. Now we will have a head element. Slash head body element slash body. Yeah, remember the title element gives search engine extra information about the page. Then it also display content of the title elements in the title bar when the page is open. Remember the title. Okay, in the browser tab for the page when you hover on it. Okay, even if the tab is not active, once you hover on tab, title text is displayed. So okay, here like this. So now we will give the title element under the head. எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் தண்ணிடா, தண்ணி தண்ணி கொஞ்சம் இல்ல, டே குடிக்கடா. Okay. Okay, inside the head element we will, okay, meta element. So meta cassette, just set to UTF-8, Unicode transformation format 8-bit. Okay, standard electronic communication. UTF-8 is a standard electronic communication. Oh, okay. Meta element should have a cassette. Fine. Now you can have multiple meta elements on a web page. Each meta element adds information about the page that cannot be expressed by other HTML. Okay. That cannot be expressed by other. Add another meta element with in the head. Give name attribute to viewport. Content set to okay. Okay. Now we will add another meta element with name set to viewport. And content set to width is equal to device with initial scale 1.0. Cool. Mm-hmm. Okay, should have a name. Okay, name. Oh, அரைக்கணும். Now we are ready to start adding content to the web page. Within the body, nest an H1 element. Okay, we'll add a H1 element. Okay. In this project, you will work with an external CSS file to style the page. We have already created a CSS file. Okay. Nest a link element with, okay, link element within head. Okay, give relation as style sheet and href attribute set to style.css. Fine. Okay, fine. So now we are making this heading element to the center element. So as we have studied, first we will use the type selector, that is h1 element. So under this the property name is first marked text align, and then the property value which is center. So that's it. Cool. Next, now you will add some elements that you will eventually style into color markers. First within the body element, add a div element. Okay, set division element class to container. Yes, we have spelling mistake. Class to container. Yeah. Class. Next, within the division element, add another division element. Okay. Here we will have a division of class marker. Okay, division element with class as markup. So we will ah close this division element. As a reminder, okay. Yeah, fine. We know all this. Now to the class marker. Okay, we have background color to red. So this is the red color marker, I assume. Background color to red. Fine. Now, set the height property to okay. Now we will set the height as 25 pixel. What does this do? Okay, fine. So how much is the page pixel? Okay, how many pixels are there in a page? Okay, so there are 960 pixels on an average. Okay, 25 wouldn't do much harm, and the width to 200 pixels. Okay, cool. Fine. So I guess maybe aligning this is not text. So how do we align it to center? If I make text align to center, no, there is nothing. It's not a text. So how happy joy. We have got the grizzly bear. Okay, fine. To center, okay, set it margin property. Okay. So how does this set margin to auto? So what does this auto property actually do? Setting margin to auto. Okay. So in W3 schools, they have said margins are used to create space around elements outside of any defined borders. The CSS margin properties are used to create space around elements outside of any defined border within with CSS. Okay. hmm So the priority order here is top, then right, left, bottom. Here top and bottom, right and left. Okay, fine. Sorry, top and bottom, right and left. Here top, right, bottom, left. Okay, cool. So what does margin auto do? You can set margin auto to horizontally center the element within its container. The element will take up the specified width and remaining shape will be split equally between. Okay, so it is like dividing into half, I guess. Let me share this. Cool. Now that you have got one marker with the color, it's time to add another markers. Container division class, add two more division elements and give them class of each markers. Okay. Mm-hmm. Classes marker slash division okay. Mhm. Cool. So why does this width change? Well, you have three separate marker division element. They look like one rectangle. Okay. When the shorthand margin property has two value, it sets margin top and bottom to the first value. Yeah, as you have learned in the previous slide. Now marker set the margin property to 10 pixel auto. Okay, now the top and bottom margins are 10 pixel, and this is okay, cool. To give the markers different colors, you will need to add a unique class to each one. Multiple classes can be added to an element by listing them in class attributes, separating them into space. For example, the following adds both animal and dog to classes division element. Okay. So like this, yeah. Next, remove the background color property from the marker value. Cool. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Now to create a new. Okay, fine. So have created another class. So by using this type selector, we will give the background color as background color as red. Fine. So now the first marker is only visible. Fine. Now we will do for the rest of the division elements. So 2 and 3. And then, okay, 3. Create a CSS rule that targets to class 2 and set its background. Okay, green, blue. Okay, fine. So now we will create another type selector with class 2 and background color set to green. Okay, background color set to green, and the third element with the background color as blue. There are two main color models: the additive RGB model used in electronic device, the subtractive cyan, magenta, yellow, black model used in print. Okay, what is additive and subtractive colors? What is additive and subtractive color? Okay. What does this mean? In color mixing, there are two methods: additive and subtractive. The additive combines light, okay, while the subtractive method mixes pigments. The additive method, okay, works. Yeah, okay. RGB works well for digital, and CMYB works for print. Mm-hmm. Fine. So we will use RGB model. This means colors begin black, change in different levels of red, green, and blue. Okay. So we will have another class container. Okay. Sorry, container with the background color, but this time we got something different. That is, we are going to use the RGB function and set them to 0 comma, okay, 0 comma 0. So that is black. Now container background color. Okay, function is a piece of code that can take, okay, each red, green, blue has a, okay. Okay, now we are going to remove the background color of this first markup and set it by using RGB function. So this says the RGB function has three inputs, that is red, green, and blue. So each of the inputs can vary from 0 to 255. So 0 being the lowest, that is black, and 255 being the red. So now we are asked to make this a pure red color. So we will set the first element, that is red, as 255 comma 0 comma 0. So this will make it red. Fine. Now this is because, okay. Okay, now we're just gonna do the same thing for green and blue. So we will have RGB function with three inputs, the first one being red. So we will set the red as 0. Then we have green, so set it to the maximum value 255. Then again blue as 0, so that this becomes a pure green. And for the blue last part, again we will call the RGB function. Here the first two elements are 0 since it's red and green components. Then we will have 255 for the blue component. Cool. Now, what, while the red and blue markers look the same, yeah, the green one is much lighter than it. This is because green color keyword is actually darker side and is halfway between black and maximum. So yeah, as you can see, the transition between the first background color, which we have given manually by specifying it as green, that has a bit of a darker shade than the green which is visible to you on the screen. So this is because the previous one is a mix of black and green, so that lies halfway between the color convention. So now we will make the same color by reducing the intensity of this green as into half, so 127. So now we have got a similar color. Fine. So now to add a little more vertical space between your markers and the edge of the container. Vertical space between the markers and edge of the container. Padding, okay. So this is the container. Now we will, so this padding property gives the space between the top red color and the bottom blue color, a width of 10 pixels, and then to the left and right it's 0, so it will remain the same. So let us see what happens. Padding property, and I have said 10 pixels comma 0, right? Or just 0, yeah, comma 0. mm, what does that do? Nothing. Let me have a look here. Yeah. No, there is no comma. Yeah. Fine. So then, okay. So when these in this RGB color, when you set all these colors to the maximum intensity, this creates a pure white. So before you come in, set your green marker back to pure green for the RGB function to set your green back to max. Okay. Um, 255. Now that you have the primary RGB colors, it's time to combine them for the RGB function in the container rule. Set the red green value back to. Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Sorry, I didn't share this tab. Okay. Here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Contain. Okay. We'll make this background color as white by giving it 255 and 255, which creates yellow. So 255. That's a pure white. Mm-hmm. Secondary colors are the colors you get when you combine primary colors. You might have noticed some last step as you change. Okay, to create the first secondary color yellow update. Okay, this we have done it. Um, so yellow is a combination of red and green. Fine. To create the next secondary color cyan, update the. So cyan is by adding green and blue. Yeah, that is abundantly visible. So to final, okay, magenta update the. Magenta is a combination of blue and red. Cool. Now that you are familiar with secondary colors, you will learn how to create tertiary colors. Tertiary colors are created by combining a primary with a nearby secondary color. Okay, so orange is a tertiary color. How do we create orange? hmm So if you make green as 127, creates an orange. Okay. To create a tertiary color, spring green, cyan, combine cyan with green, update the. Okay. Okay, what is this? Okay, spring green. Okay, we have got the grizzly bear back. Okay. And to create the tertiary color, violet combine magenta with blue. Magenta with blue. Okay. hmm So are we required to know this or what is that? Okay. Now there are three more tertiary color chart. Reuse green, azure, and rose. Okay, so the red is at 127, green to max value, cool. Okay, just the reverse of what we did, 255. So this is the chart reuse green. Okay, is that okay? Again, this as 127, this as 255. Again, this as 255, this as 127. Fine. Now that you have gone through all the primary, secondary, tertiary colors on a colorway, it is okay. First, in this CSS rules, okay, adjust the values in. Okay, I think again we are going to black, black color, setting all these to black, 0 comma 0. So is this thing not working? Okay, here we don't have a comma. 0 comma 0 comma 0. Cool. I've done. There is no spoon. What does that idiom mean? There is no spoon. Okay, a color wheel is a circle where similar colors or hues are near to each other. Okay, for example, pure red is between the hues rose and the orange. Two colors that are opposite from each other. Okay, are called complementary colors. If two colors are combined, they produce gray. But when they are placed by side, these colors produce a strong visual contrast and appear brighter. Okay, now we are going to learn about the color conventions. Okay, in the first RGB function, set the red value to max. Okay, what again we are setting. Okay, okay, so here we have red values as max. Okay, okay, green and blue. So green and blue. Okay. Notice the red and cyan colors are very bright right next to each other. This contrast can be distracting if it is overused on a website and can make text hard to read if it's placed on a complementary color background. It's better practice to choose one color as a dominant color and use its complementary color as an accent to bring attention to for certain content. Okay. Okay, now we are making this background color as cyan. Background color as, so we will use the RGB function. Then to set cyan, the red value is 0, blue, green, and blue are set to 255. Okay, background color, fine. So next in the ones, yes, so use the RGB function to set the background color to black. And into okay. Mm-mm. So again we are moving on to black, and then use. So are they giving us the practice or What is this? Okay. So if I give just 255, does it take this as red? No. The T inputs required. hmm Notice how your eyes are naturally drawn to the red color in the center. When designing a site, you can use this effect to draw attention to important headings, buttons, or links. There are several other important color combinations outside of complementary colors, but you will learn those a bit later. For now, use the RGB function in the two to set the background color to black again. Okay, so now we will remove the background color and set it to white. So just make the red element as 255 so that it becomes white. Up. It shouldn't have a background color. Good. Now it's time to add other details to the marker, starting with the first one. In the first one, class 1 to red. Okay, so that it's pretty good. So first one is gone. Okay, updating the class as red. Okay, fine. And update the RGB function in the red. Okay, cool. 255. Enter. Oh, so what the heck? If we give value more than 255, the just takes 255, I guess. Next, change the class to green. Okay, okay, fine. Now we are changing the names of the class to green and blue, so that the naming convention becomes easier and better for us to change the style. Okay, again we will update the class selector here. So first green, then blue. So that's it. A very common way to apply okay hexadecimal value. Now we are jumping into the hexadecimal values. So let me have a look on how much. Okay, I have completed. So we have completed 10 steps from the previous module, that is building a cafe menu, and now we have completed about 45 steps. Okay, I guess what is the there are total 94 steps. mm-hmm. Linear gradient. Okay, linear gradient. Okay, 51. What does it say? I guess we will stop with 50 steps and have a quick summary on what. Okay, so now we have another color naming system. Okay, so now we will have the background color as 00FF0. Okay, 00. So now this becomes green. So we have learned another color system, that is hexadecimal. Okay, hypercombo finish. You may already be familiar with decimal or base 10 values, which goes from 0 to 9. Hexadecimals are base values. Okay, 0 to 9, then A to F. So we can actually see the intensity of the color. So 0 being the lowest intensity and F being the brightest one. So maybe you can have a good guess, educated guess maybe. So 7 or 8, maybe the adding 7 or 8 would give the cyan, magenta, those type of thing. Lower the intensity as 7F. Okay, as we have seen it, 7F. So this is the initial green which we have set using the manual thing by specifying background color as manual. So the HSL model or hue saturation lightness is another. Okay, so first we have the most common used model, as they have said, that is red, green, blue color convention. Then we have learned about the hexadecimal color convention, and finally we are learning about the hue saturation and lightness. So okay, this thing, so in RGB functions we have the same set of three input. Here now we have the same set of three inputs, the first being for the hue, that is from 0 to 360, it ranges from 0 to 360, and a percentage of saturation from 0 to 100. So again for the lightness, we have again 0 to 100. If you imagine a color, we hue, okay, hue red is at 0 degree, green is at 120, blue is at 240. Okay, cool. Saturation is the, okay, 0 for gray, 100 for pure color. You must add percentage sign. Saturation, lightness is how bright a color appears. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now we are specifying the hue HSL function. So we will create the HSL function and hue set to 240, comma, saturation as 100 percentage, lightness as 50 percentage. Maybe if I think rather than coming from the old conventional old school method, if they have started from the HSL thing, that would be a newer way of learning for us, so that this thing can be familiar to the people. So I think since most people don't use the HSL color convention, they are starting with the RGB color convention and then hexadecimal. Maybe this thing should be changed here. Have learned a few ways to say it. Okay. Okay, I think we will stop here since linear gradient is bit of a bigger topic, as not a bigger topic. It has quite large number of steps. So now we will have a recap of what we have done in the all three modules. So first we have done a HTML by building a cat photo app. So let me go to the last 69 step. So let us have a recap of what we have done here. So here, okay, this is the preview. Yeah, this is the preview. Okay, so yeah, here we can see. So let me have the list of things that we need to do in order to get this output as we have desired. So first we will specify an h1 element as cat photo app, since it does the, so since h1 h2 h3 goes by the lower order of importance. So then we have a section element, I guess. So I think cat photos and see more cat photos in our gallery, and this cat comes under the section. So we will add a section element. uh, Under this section element, we have h2 cat photos and paragraph element, which has an anchor element href attribute set to the link which is specified. Uh, Between the anchor element, we have the cat photos. Then in our gallery, these all are nested in the paragraph element. Then we have uploaded an image using the image attribute, whose source is given as before in the free code cam, and we have also set the alternative value as a cat lying on the back, something like that. Then we have another section which has two element as cat list. Then we have an unordered list we created using ul. Then inside it we use the list thing to list out all the things that cat love. um, then we have use figure caption. So use the figure element, under that we use the figure caption, so that there is a caption for the image. The image is uploaded by the same way. And we have the third section, that is top three things cat hate, which is used by I think h3. um, I have specified h3 since it is similar to things cat love. Then using the order list, we have printed the list that things cat hate. And uh, used again the figure caption. Here we have used emphasis, here we have used strong. Okay, then at the last section we have the form, so heading h2. Then we have specified input thing where this is a type is equal to radio door, name is equal to indoor outdoor. Then we have checked this box indoor. Then we have another input which is the same as the radio button. Then we have not checked it, name as same as indoor outdoor, and id we have given as outdoor, and for indoor it's the same. So to make this under a single box, what we have done, we have used label element to make this under a single box. So next thing we have a checkbox. Checkbox is used for making multiple choices. So same thing here, but we are using the type as checkbox and making loving one only as clicked. Then we have cat photo URL. Then we have footer element. I have a bit of doubt in the cat form part. Let us have a quick recall of what we have done there. Mhm. So HTML lang under the head element we have specified what title of the web page. Okay. Okay. Field set makes the box kind of thing. Legend is for, why do we use a legend here? Field set is box. Let me make this uh, thing. Yeah, field set is the box clearly. Hmm. So what does this label thing, label guide? I think we can, yeah, label thing we can specify using H4 or 5. Maybe it comes in the darker shade, maybe the strong side. Label does the pretty much the. So another input type name text. Okay, type as text here. What do we give as type? Nothing. Yeah, radio checkbox button type submit. Okay, cool. Submit button. Fine. This thing is pretty much easy. Okay, then we have built a CSS menu. This I think I have given a good summary. Why is it the I use a negative top margin? Yeah, we have done it right. Summit and oh, we didn't give the summit. Okay, cool. So we have got the grizzly bear back. So now we will see how, what are the things which we have done in the CSS color markers module. Here, basically, they have given the naming of color conventions: RGB, hexadecimal, and HSL. Okay, ask me later. Mhm. Okay, text align property we have done in the previous thing. Padding is the inner margin, margin is the outer margin. Let us make it simple as of now. So this thing is giving both top margin and left and top and bottom margin and left and right margin. Okay, okay. Here we have the RGB. So here we have three inputs, that is red, green, and blue. Making red and green, we will get, what is the color that we will get? Okay, red and green we will get yellow, green and blue we will get cyan, blue and red we will get a magenta. So those are the secondary colors. Primary colors are red, green, and blue. Then we have the tertiary colors when we will mix um, half of red and half of green, half of green, or the max of green, half of green and the max of red. So these gives us the tertiary colors. So yeah, in hexadecimal we have 6 characters for being green. First two for green, first two for red, for second two for um, green, and the last one for blue. Obviously. HSL thing is a bit confusing, maybe. Has some hue that is from 0 red, 120 green, 240 blue. Then we have the saturation, then we have the light, how brighter you want the colors to be. So these are the basic things which we have learned here. So that's it, guys, for today. We will meet again in an exciting section tomorrow.